Income machine. Today we're going to talk about where I am with the income machine. What tickers have I added recently? How much premium have I collected on the income machine? First off, though, let's talk about the economic calendar here. You can see today is initial jobless claims and the big one, FOMC. They're going to do a rate cut today, and then Jay Powell is going to come out and give it to us, the little 1-2 from the Fed. Let's see what they have in store for us today. Hopefully it's as good as yesterday, and we can see the afternoon be an absolute launch pad for us one more time. And initial jobless claims, you can see, came in just about in line. So we're not really seeing a significant increase in unemployment. We're not seeing significant increases in inflation. So the Fed is in a weird place where they don't necessarily need to cut, aside from the fact that the federal government cannot afford the interest payments, and lowering the interest rate is probably the best way to keep them from going bankrupt right now. So we're probably going to see a 0.25% cut today. If we see more than that, I think we might need to start to sweat a tiny bit. But anyways, let's go into the income machine. So I have now collected over $5,000 of premium. You can see that this looks a little bit different than it used to. Now it's not just NVIDIA and MicroStrategy. I have added MSTX, ARM, and CONL, which is Coinbase 2x leverage. MSTX is MicroStrategy 2x leverage. I don't necessarily recommend playing with those ones, but we're getting into a hot market right now, and a hot market is the best place in my mind to start going into those riskier areas like those 2x funds. And of course, nothing I say is financial advice or a suggestion to buy, sell, or hold any asset whatsoever. Anyways, I'm working with less money than I was before. Okay, so I'm actually working with a little less money now because MSTX is in the 40s, CONL is in the 30s, so we're talking $4,000 of capital per put for MSTX, a little over $3,000 per of capital per contract for CONL. ARM is in the 130s, 140s, so it's about $14,000 for ARM. I've only done the one. I kind of wish I held that one. I made $100 in a day, and I said, or actually in 4 days, and I said I'll take that before the election just in case something goes awry. And then it went up 2%, which would have gotten me another like $200 or so. But I'm happy with my $92.65 there. MSTX started trading this November 5th. It is now November 7th. I have collected $912 of premium from that one, using no more than $9,000 of capital. Okay, so in 3 days, I collected $900 with about $9,000 of capital. If we're going to extrapolate that out a little bit, so it's the 7th today. I started on the 5th. Sorry, that's 2 days. Now, of course, that was the election that caused that thing was up like 40% yesterday. So that's not going to happen every single week. But let's say I could do that. Let's say I could do 2/3 of that in a week, just to be a little bit conservative about it. Times by 0.75. Not 2/3. That's not 2/3. That's 66 is 2/3. What am I doing? So about $600 a week or so. Times that by 4. We're looking at $2,400 a month off of a $9,000 base here. That's a lot. That's a significant amount. Now, you wouldn't be able to do this all the time. Only really in like hot markets. That's the only time I'm going to mess with these 2x leverages. These 2x leveraged funds is when it's hot, when things are like rising hard or falling hard, honestly. That's when the premiums are juicy and I'm going to be making money, right? Let's divide that by $9,000 to see what the percentage is. We're looking at a 26% per month. 26% per month, right? Times that by per month, times that by 12. That's 321% a year with MSTX. I wouldn't recommend necessarily doing that for a whole year, playing with MSTX every single week, because at some point you're going to get burned. So like take this with a grain of salt, a big old grain of salt. But when things are good, when you're in a noticeable uptrend bull market, you could sell puts on this and successfully make about $600 a week using $10,000 of capital, assuming that MSTX is still trading under $100. That is honestly pretty good. That's pretty good. Versus ConL, which is Coinbase 2x fund over here. Let me bring that in. Let me bring that in over here, where I did a $35 strike for November 15th, and I pulled in $150 for that with $3,500 of capital, right? $3,500 of capital, pulled in $150. 150 divided by 3,500. We're looking at, a 4% return here in about a week and a half. The other thing about these is they don't expire every week. MSTX and ConL only have every month. So you could, your strikes, your expiration dates are going to be once a month, not once a week. So you could play this every week, but you're going to be playing the same strike in terms of the same expiration dates. And so it's a little less, there's a little less wiggle room there. That's why I'm saying during bull runs is probably the only time that one's really going to work, because MSTR is every week. It has an expiration every week. And that's actually a lot. In my opinion, I like running it like that for MicroStrategy because the premiums are so high. You can pull in $400 a week as long as you've got the $25,000, which I don't currently have sitting on the sidelines for MSTR. But we are in a bull market, so I am feeling pretty confident with my MSTX and my ConL right now. I have not stopped with NVIDIA either. I actually still have one open for NVIDIA, and did I put it on there? I don't see it. I might not have added it, so you might see me actually add something to this right now. Yeah, I actually have one in here right now that I am 50% up on. I might actually consider closing that because I opened this thing. When did I open this one? I opened that October 23rd for $1,020.31. So I actually need to add that. $1,020. Not 120, $1,020.34. Okay, there we go. There's that one. And that was for a strike of December 20th at $136. Okay. And when did I do that one? It was, let's see. It was October 23rd. So 10/23. So I actually want to write that better. 10/23/24. I'm not consistent with those. I should get consistent with that. I shouldn't be getting lazy. Cheats, you making me be lazy there. Okay, anyways, I lied earlier. I've actually collected $6,036.67 since July 30th running my income machine strategy, which is a wheel strategy on, it's a modified wheel strategy on MicroStrategy, NVIDIA, and now ARM. So since July. So how long ago was July? Yeah, well, actually, it's July 30th. So it was really just August, September, October, and like a week of November now. So we're looking at what? 13 weeks. We're looking at 13 weeks. So if we had 6,036 divided by 13 weeks times by 4, we're making $1,857 every single month running my modified wheel here. I'm feeling pretty excited about that. And we're using currently, because I'm not in MicroStrategy anymore, like pure MicroStrategy any longer, we're using about $25,200 to generate a little over $1,800 every single month right now. Let's see what kind of return that is on this modified wheel that I'm running. All right, so it's 1,800. I know it's like 1,830 something, but I'm just going to go with $1,800 divided by 25,200. And we're looking at 7% every single month off of this modified wheel. And if we times that by 12, we're looking at 85%. So we're going to be making 85% of this $25,000 every single year. And that's going to be times by 0.8571. And you're looking at pulling in about $21,598 off of every $25,000. Now, if you've got a $50,000 account, you're pulling in $43,000 every single year running this modified wheel. Heck, if you've got $100,000, you're pulling in $85,000 every single year. That is nuts. Now, of course, the $85,000 is going to be taxed at the short-term capital gains tax the way I'm running this, which means you're actually going to be paying somewhere between 36 and like 40 some odd percent in taxes, which isn't great. So you'll be knocked right back down to like that $50,000 of income. But for how much work this is, that's still pretty fantastic. That's still a pretty fantastic return. So honestly, if you're not looking at selling options, particularly selling puts, learning how that works, finding tickers that work for you and get you a decent return like I've done here for myself, what are you doing? If you're sitting on an account, a six-figure account, and now things are going to get a bit dark for a second. If you're sitting on a six-figure account that is only in Bitcoin miners and MicroStrategy and shares and other things like that, why isn't there a small portion of that practicing income generating techniques like this? Why, if that's not, like, if it's not there, why not? What's stopping an investor from doing that, from learning this? This may not be the biggest return, as we've talked about in other videos on the income machine, whereas if I had just bought 100 shares of MicroStrategy, I'd be up well over $10,000 versus $1,600 right now. But this is a slow, safer sort of income generating technique that, while in really, really hot markets, is going to underperform compared to the underlying shares. But when things start getting tough, this is going to be more consistent. And I think it's something that everyone should, if not practice, understand how it works. So when things do get tough, you've got that strategy to fall back on. That's all. That's why I'm doing this. I want to learn how this works. I want to get good at this. I want to make an income off of this, and I think I can. And clearly, I'm doing decent with this, making $6,036 in just over 3 months, using less than $30,000 of capital. That is pretty, in my mind, that's pretty impressive. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm quite happy about that. Especially, like, let's say you're an unprofitable trader and you've got a $10,000 account. Why not learn something about this? Why not learn how it works? Why not practice it with smaller stocks, something like, I don't know, SoFi, which is doing quite well right now, or American Airlines, or like something stable and good, like I don't know, like SCHD, which is a dividend fund ETF. It's one of the best dividend fund ETFs if you want to set it and forget it. Something cheaper, something that's not going to take up your whole account, and just kind of practice, see how the game works. Selling options and collecting income off of it. It's not going to be a lot. When you're talking about the tickers I was just mentioning, the income's going to be low, maybe, $40-$50 a month or something, but it gets your feet wet. It gets you understanding the process. It gets you comfortable with seeing how that open position is presented on your account. So, of course, nothing I say is financial advice or a suggestion to buy, sell, or hold any asset whatsoever. I just think that this is a pretty cool technique. It's an effective strategy. It may not be the most profitable one in a hot market, as we've discovered, but getting that consistent income sometimes is the goal, moreover just outsized gains. So that's what I'm doing here. That's what I'm practicing here. And I love this income machine. This is going super well. I'm very happy with this. And let's keep going into the next income machine, and let's all learn how to make money off our money. And with that said, please like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Check out the Trade Cave store, link in the description as well as the channel bio, and have a profitable day.